From the classroom to today, we're reconnecting on the way. Sharing stories, dreams, and paths. Discovering the impact that lasts. The impact that lasts. The stories unfold. Lives transformed in future.
So today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Osepha. Welcome to the Impact That Lasts. Osepha is one of my former high school students from many, many years ago. Hello, Osepha, and welcome. So nice to
Oh,
see you after all these years.
likewise. It's been a while.
So, how old were you when we first met in high school, and what did I teach?
I was about 17 and I had your child development class.
Child development. So, were you in the class where we took the babies home? Do you remember that project, or you weren't in that class? Everybody
Oh,
took a baby home for the weekend.
I had an egg for a class, but
Oh, you
I
had
didn't
an
have.
egg. You didn't have the babies. Oh, okay.
We went to certain sites. We went to Parsons Preschool. We went to Apple Preschool. We had to leave early and I guess we did take clinical and
So,
go
what
to
was
these
that
places.
like going to the different sites and interacting with the preschool children?
It was fun. It was very engaging. And, I love the kids, so it was great. I like hands-on. Even working in the daycare in the high school was like one of the first things that we did.
What is one of your memories of me, either in the class or clinical or anything in general? What do you remember about me? Because it's been how many years now? 28, I think you said?
28, 27,
28
28.
years. So that's a long, long, long time. What memories do you have of me in the classroom? Was I mean? Was I stern? Was I strict? Was I lenient? What was I like?
You were strict but fair. You were honest and straight to the point. It was, your intent was for us to be successful. It was never like you don't believe in us. You were always focused on getting us to where we need to be and, make it happen. So I love the class. I can't say, you know, anything bad about it. You were stern but fair. I don't
So
have
what would
no
you,
complaint.
okay. What would you say to your 17-year-old self? Because certainly now you're probably in your, I would guess, early 40s. And if you had to look back, what would you say to your 17-year-old self?
Um, Being focused, stay driven, don't get distracted. Um, what's for you is gonna be for you. So there's no rush. There's no, I guess, just take it day by day, I would say.
Okay. So after high school, what were some of your next steps in terms of education and career? Which path did you take after high school?
I went to college for a little bit. I studied psychology. Then I ended up going to work for the state at Children's Psychiatric Center, and I've been there ever since.
So what age group do you deal with when you say children? Is it young children or adolescents?
I have the teenagers, so they range from about 13 to 17. I usually have the older unit. When I first started, I had the all girls unit, but now they're like co-ed and they range about 13 to 17.
So what is your perspective in terms of when they were separated and when they're together? Do you think it's better now? Do you think it's worse now? What would you say is the pros and cons of having them together or versus separate?
Pros, I guess it's like some of them have like poor social skills due to the dynamic that they've been raised in. The cons, teens and their, hormones, they're not biased with mental health, obviously.
I
So,
understand that.
constant, redirection and boundaries being set and limit, setting.
So I did mental health for about a year and it was a mental health hospital. So some days I could be on peds, some day I could be on adult male, some days I could be on adult female, etc. What are some of your greatest challenges working with teenagers with mental health issues?
Every client is different. So you have to really like take your time to learn each individual, and really focus on that because you can't talk to every child the same. They all have their own issues, I would say, or, dilemmas. So it's just being focused on that, reading about them, learning about them, adapting to them.
How long do
Well,
most of your patients stay? Are they short term, like 7 days, 14 days, long term? How long do they stay on average?
it all depends what their discharge plan is. Every case is different. Some kids stay for 30 days, can be up there to a year, you know.
Do you see a lot of recidivism with them coming back?
The older clients that I had when I first started, they didn't come back. Some of the ones that are more recent, if they're still young, they do.
What do
They'll
you think
return.
is making them come back? Where do you think the break is? Do you think they're not getting support at home? Do you think they're not taking their medications? Are they lacking support in school? A lot of them in foster care. What are you currently seeing in the mental health arena with adolescents now?
It's a mixture. Sometimes their parents are former clients or like have mental health themselves. Then you have those that don't have support because either they are in foster care or they're wards of the state or their family is just not suited for them. You know, it's sad. Some don't have family, you know, it can
I know
vary.
you said you've been doing this for a long time. Do you see yourself remaining in adolescent mental health in the next 5 years, or do you feel like you want to try to do something new? And if so, where do you see yourself pivoting, or you haven't given much thought to it yet?
I mean, I get promoted. I had first was just a direct support staff, and then I became a unit coordinator. So I'm like the lead staff that, you know, I set the tone for the unit. I set the tone for the staff. I, you know, delegate assignments. You know, I'm in charge of keeping the unit up to par. Anything that needs to be kept, I advocate for the clients if something is needed. So I did get promoted, which was great. I don't get mandated, which was like amazing because the mandations used to be like very stressful.
Mm.
So, I mean, I'll be 19 years in November. I'm kind of vested with the state.
Yeah.
The
So what
state.
is it, 20 years full pension?
Yeah, but I don't have the age, so it's kind of
You
like
don't have the age. You're too young.
I don't know, just it's like just a smidgen, you know.
But that's amazing to even have the ability to stay someplace for 19 years. You're not really seeing that nowadays in younger
No,
people. They tend to leave like within 6 months to a year. They're gone. They're not really staying.
because
So
of the challenge, but you have to be in it. You know, you have to dedicate yourself, and I'm like, you can see the difference. You can see the impact with the clients. I get greeted every morning by my clients. They look for me. If I'm off, they're like, "Why were you off? Are you coming to work? You don't want to stay and work the evening shift?" And I tell them, "No, but I'll be back tomorrow." You know,
do you
I
see
build a
your staff turnover a lot, or are most of your staff being retained for a while?
I have a few that have been retained, but then I guess some of them get overwhelmed either being mandated a lot, which is, you know, where they have to work the next shift, or maybe they wanted to go for, you know, growth elsewhere. So they'll, like, you know, go to other locations with the state. Some just leave and do other things, you know. But we have a few that are still remaining strong.
So what do you hope your legacy will be when you get maybe to my age, a little bit more seasoned, and you just had to leave something behind? What do you think you would want your legacy to be?
Hmm. To be true to yourself at all times. Don't ever change yourself for anybody else. It doesn't work out in your favor when you do that. Um, just be who you are. There's no need to be anything else but who you are. And if you can accept who you are, there's nothing that is impossible.
Do you keep in touch with any students that were in your cohort from high school, or not really anymore?
A lot of my friends from high school are like on Facebook or Instagram, and we follow each other here and there. But as far as like conversations go, no, we might have like a comment here and there
On
under a
social
post.
media?
Or,
Gotcha.
yeah.
That's kind of how I stay in touch with a lot of my students also, like you. Like we'll see each other on social media, but we haven't really had a lot of conversation. But it is nice to be able to keep in touch because 28 years ago, we didn't have social media. We had a payphone and a beeper. Remember
If
that?
that, make sure you have some quarters on you.
You
Like a
better, because that quarter before you start your conversation, that phone will cut right off. Wow. I don't even know. Sometimes I say, what would I have done with you guys if you guys had cell phones? Y'all probably would have been driving me crazy.
Oh no, you probably would have collected them at the door. Because
Facts.
we can have visited. The kids
Facts.
have no one to my classroom, Miss Valerie. You know, tell them do not come to this door. I couldn't have, you know, I used to have like little friends come say hi to me. Like, I'm like, it wasn't even for me this time, but you know,
So
you
I
would
used
check
to
us.
shut it down.
What? Yes. The phones would have been collected at the door.
Yeah, more than likely, that's probably what I would have been doing.
Yes.
So, if you had any final words of encouragement for any teenager or any young adult or anybody that may watch this that's looking for a word of encouragement, because now you're older and wiser, you're in the 40/40 club, what would you
Yes.
say?
Well, like I talk to my daughter all the time, and I'm like, you know, never change yourself for anybody else. You know, stay focused on what you want to do in life. Don't ever have anyone deter you. You know, no one supports you. At least you know you have to do it for yourself and find out what it is. You know, it doesn't hurt to try.
You said that a couple times, so I'm going to take that under advisement. Be true to yourself. And sometimes that's all we have is ourself, right?
Yeah, because you don't know what could happen today, tomorrow. So, like, why be someone else that you're not supposed to be? I
Exactly.
can't be somebody else. I never want to be anybody else. That's not going to be who it's fake. I can't be fake. Sorry.
I appreciate that comment. So, Osepha, thank you for taking time out of your busy day 28 years later to speak to your old high school teacher. I appreciate it. And
I
in
appreciate
closing,
the reach out.
what you said?
I appreciate the reach out.
Yeah, it's been very exciting. This project has been very heartwarming for me. So I thank you for your yes. So teaching was never really just about the classroom. It was about planting seeds and watching those seeds grow into successful adults, parents, leaders, professionals is one of the greatest rewards of a teacher going back and talking to her former students. So thank you for watching The Impact That Lasts, episode number 9 with Miss Osepha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just pour